There you go. Okay, so we're just going to limber up to start with. It's a nice easy start. Okay, so just let's shake your toes, shake all your joints loose, free up your muscles, your joints, and just get that circulation in. So just shake out your feet as well. Lovely. And take it all the way up and all the way down again. And just make sure that you're shaking right from the hip here. So the knees gets a nice little bit of blood flow as to the hip joints as well. So just make sure everything's freed up. Try from the shoulders as well, really shake them out. Lovely. So when we've been sat around at Christmas time, I say that now, I've not watched much TV at all. So I don't know what's been on, if anything at all. But when you are sat around, it's yeah, you get a bit stagnant everywhere, don't you, really, and feel heavy in the body. So it's just a good way of lightening it up. Kick forwards, just a few high kicks. Lovely. Flick from the knees, but not too vigorous if you have knee issues. Excellent. So we're just going to kick out to the sides. Just feel into the legs. Just notice how your body's feeling in general when you're moving around. And then kick back into the, so squeezing into the glutes. Stretching that psoas a little, so keeping the body upright as you kick back. Just warming the glutes up a little. Excellent. And drop the legs down. And just take the ear to one side. Relax the arms when you do this movement. And very slowly drop the chin forward. So in a half moon circle. So take it round to the front, over to the opposite side. Notice how your neck feels. And back again. You know, watch your neck if you have neck issues. Try to take it all the way around. Nice, slow and controlled movement. Stretching through the chin. And the opposite direction. Lovely. We'll get the shoulders moved in a second. I'm going to just softly bend the knees and swoop the arms up. Breathe in, stretch tall. Breathe out and soften and bend those knees. Make sure your knees are coming forwards and not going out or in as you do the movement. So nice stretch in the belly. Lift the ribs. Inhale. Lovely. And exhale. Next time we're coming onto the toes. Watch if you've got any balance issues today. Come high onto the toes. If you can, look up at the hand. That'll really test your balance. Test mine to be sure when you're talking as well. Excellent. And then take it low. Dropping the feet on the floor again. Let's take it up. And again, if be careful with ankles here, but come up onto the toes. And if you can, just lift that gaze up. If you can do it right the way through the hands, really test the balance. Watch your back on this one. And then come all the way down, lower the feet. And again, one more time, breathe in, breathe out, and stretch and reach. Well done. Again, looking up through the hands if you can, and stretching through the belly. And then slowly lower the arms and lower the feet. Ready for a roll through, so stretching the spine now. So tuck in the chin, shoulders are back and down as you just let the head drop. So nothing else moves at the moment, just the head. So let the chin tuck in, and feel that stretch in the back of the neck. And then gently start to peel your body down towards the ground. Bone by bone, opening up the vertebra in the body as you come down. Lower and lower, letting the hands dangle. If they're really low to the ground, you're quite stretching the hamstring. You might want to hold on to the elbows. Tuck the chin in here. And feel the spine really stretching. Feel the weight of the body pulling you lower and lower and lower to the ground. Let go of any neck tension here. You should tuck that chin in. And then soften and bend the knees. Tuck under the tailbone and squeeze your core. And start to roll all the way back up again. Excellent. Take the arms up nice and high. Breathe in. Breathe out. Lower the hands. Swoop the arms around in a circle, taking the hands together by the chest and stoop into a little squat. Now when you squat, remember you're not going over the toes with the knees. It's not this action here. It's the sitting down action, so the chin stays more or less vertical. Then we'll move a little, but make sure you can see your feet over your knees, and your knees are forward, switching on the muscles inner and outer of the knees here, the muscles around the knees, the support. We're going to activate the shoulders again by drawing up, breathe in, breathe out, big swing round. As you swing round, pull slightly back, so you're stretching the pecs and the chest. And then again, sink down into your little narrow squat and take the hands here by the heart. Shoulders are back and down, chest is open. And again, making sure that you're sitting back with the buttocks rather than forward with the knees. Go tuck under that tailbone a little and squeeze and pull up the pelvic floor. Wonderful. Hold it just for a few seconds longer. We'll repeat again. So breathe in as you stretch up. Big stretch. Inhale, then exhale, swoop down in a circle, pulling back, stretching those chest muscles lovely all the way down. And again, sinking down with those knees into a chair, so you feel that little stretch in the calf muscle, in the ankle muscle, and certainly around the knees and the quads should be really switched on. Should feel really firing up here. Shoulders should be back and down, and the stance is tall as your head feels like it's reaching up towards the sky. Breathing in, as you breathe out, so up. Lovely. One more time. As you exhale, you come down into that narrow squat. Take the hands by the heart. Shoulders back and down. Remember, your buttocks is pushing down towards the ground. You can see those toes. Make sure that you've not come forward with the knees at all. As you're sinking down, we'll tuck under the tailbone, especially if you've got an achy back, and make sure you're switching on your core and your transverse muscles here. Those lovely muscles that hold and support the belly. And breathe. Well done. Hold it there just for a few more seconds. Lovely. Inhale up now. Stretch up tall as you exhale. This time we're going to rotate. So rotate and twist the body to one side and turn the head as well with the chin parallel to the floor. Looking at the back hands into a lovely twist. Lovely for detoxification twist. So just right for this time of year after Christmas. So inhale, arms are up again to the ceiling. As you exhale, rotate the opposite direction, take the hands to shoulder height and look back at the arm, relaxing those shoulders. Feel that lovely twist. Massaging the kidney, the liver, kidneys rather than the liver. And again, this time we're going to breathe in. As you breathe out, this time we're going to squat as well. We're going to twist here, but also bring the knees forwards. So make sure one knee is coming forwards more than the other, that they're both level in your rotation here. Your arm probably won't go back quite as far as it did before. It might be a little bit out of sync here. Let's stretch up tall, reach up tall. Inhale as you come to the center. As you exhale, we rotate again, opposite way now. And then sink those knees. Make sure the knees, both of them are coming forward at the same rate here. So one's not pushing forwards. The hips are staying level here. And then look back at the hand and feel that lovely stretch in the chest, in the shoulders. And again, lovely detoxifying stretch. You're switching on the muscles of the quads to help support the knees. Lovely. Inhale, bring your arms up. And hold on to your right wrist, or left, it doesn't really matter to be fair. Pull up nice and tall. And then take a sideward bend. Now when you bend, although you're keeping your knees soft, what you're not doing is this. Yeah? So keep your hips stable and then just pull over. So as if you're trying to pull your arm over your head in line with the ear. So keep the body back and upright so you're not leaning here. Okay, make sure that you're keeping your back nice and supported as you gently squeeze the pelvic floor to take it over into this direction, pulling through the waist, the obliques, opening up those ribs. Now squeeze and engage your core muscles to pull your body upright, and then hold on to the opposite wrist. If you need to shake your arms in between, feel free to do that as well. Stretch up tall again, pull through the ribs. Inhale as you exhale with soft knees, without kicking out the hip. So have a lovely big stretch and a reach through the side body. Lateral flexes for the spine here. Excellent, and breathe. And let go of the hands. You draw your arms upright and drop your arms down. Give your arms and your shoulders a nice little shake. Let's take wide legs here now and interlock your fingers at the back. Lovely. Turn the toes out and press through the heels. Breathe in. As you breathe out, keeping the knees nice and soft, coming into a forward bend. So wide-legged forward bend. As you hinge forwards, stretch the sternum towards the floor and look towards the camera to start with. So you've got a lovely flat back. Feel the hamstrings. Now, if your hamstrings are really tight, you can bend alternate knees here and just soften them up a little bit. So the hamstrings and the inner thighs, and just softens them up if you need to. Breathe in. As you breathe out, let's take it lower down now, but start to lift the arms away from the body if you can. Drop the head only if your balance is okay, and let the crown of the head drop towards the floor. So you're raising those arms as high as you can, but be careful if you've got shoulder damage, okay? So just do what your body's able to do. And breathe, don't hold your breath. Lovely. Soften the knees now, drop the arms and take your hands to the floor. If you can't reach the floor, you can use a block or a piece of furniture, a table. If you can't reach the floor, you're nearly there, just try within your feet further apart. And then we're going to reach up with our one arm, so the elbow raises up in a twist, and then the wrist and the fingertips towards the ceiling. So what we call the heaven and earth stretch. Flow the arm down to the ground and then reach up with the opposite arm in that lovely twist and rotation for the body. Excellent. And then flow it down. Do it a few times. Breathing in, breathing out. If you're starting to soften in the legs, try to get them a little bit wider apart. And then lower the arm down. Inhale, reach up. And exhale down. One more time each side. Inhale, reach up. And exhale, flow down. Last time. Inhale, reach up. And exhale, lower that arm down. Start to walk your feet in now. So they come hip distance apart. You may have to raise up a little if you tighten your hamstrings on this bit. Hold behind the legs or the ankles. Inhale, as you exhale, take your chest as close to those thighs as you can. Remembering to tuck in the chin and allow the head to dangle. Give you sideways view on this, so you're not locking out the knees. Keep them soft, but your legs as straight as they can be. And just gently pulling. Excellent. Feel that lovely hamstring and glute stretch. If you're really, really tight, you'll need a little bend on the knee. And ease yourself into it with the out breath. Let your breath do the job of relaxing the muscles to allow a bigger and deeper stretch. Then soften the knees and take your hands to the floor and come down onto your hands and knees. And then sit yourself down. Well done. Excellent. So grab yourself a drink now any time that you need one. You may need a belt. You might not, to be honest, but you might. So if you've got your straps or, your bands and things handy, you might need those, scarf or whatever. So we're going into bridge. We're going to work your glutes a bit. So today's a bit more like a sort of abs, shoulders, and glutes, basically. So let's do a roll down Pilates style. Yeah. So feet are hip distance apart and nicely grounded. Arms are forward and let your spine roll down along the floor, squeezing into the muscle groups from the pelvic floor all the way up as you lower the body to the ground. Lovely, well done. When you rest nestled nicely on the ground, reposition those feet so the shins are vertical. Now watch at no point are your legs going wide here, okay, and they're not too narrow, they're never squeezing together either on this. So what you're going to do is breathe in. As you breathe out, we're going to just push the lower back into the floor and squeeze the glutes, just fire up the glutes a little and become aware of them. And then relax as you roll the spine back down. Just massage the spine to start with. And then we're going to lift the lower back off the floor as you roll a few more vertebrae. So you're pressing just the last few ribs into the floor. So you feel your rectus abdominis muscles now starting to fire up, and then you roll it back down. Being aware now of squeezing tight in the glutes and the hamstrings as you begin to roll up, so you're just underneath the shoulders. So just that breastbone then pushing down into the floor and supported by the glutes, by the hamstrings. And then roll out of it as you stretch and lengthen the spine, relaxing back on the floor. Let's go up onto the shoulders now, guys. So breathe in, squeeze the pelvic floor now, squeeze the glutes, squeeze the hamstrings, and push up as high as you can get those hips. Now, if it's not suitable for you today to be this high, then do any of those full movements and the earlier movements. And again, if you need to, reposition the feet to get comfortable. Remember your hip distance apart with the knees and the feet. Pushing up and squeeze, squeeze, squeeze the glutes as hard as you can. Breathing in, breathing out the whole time. And then slowly roll through, roll back down. So you're really stretching the spine as you relax. Now the next movement we're going to do, we're coming up again and we're going to just squeeze one side, one glute really. So what I want you to do is, we'll do this first. If this isn't suitable for your back, if it's too soon for you to go into this sort of type of bridge, just do this as a pelvic tilt into the same movement from a pelvic tilt, okay? So squeeze the glutes, fire up the glutes. Let's get into your bridge posture. So those hips are high. And you're going to just squeeze and tense just the one cheek, the one side of your hip. So feel like I've got a piece of rope attached to the hip bone and I'm pulling you towards the ceiling. You're going to really tense and relax, tense and relax. But you're keeping high in your bridge. So although both sets of glutes and hamstrings are fired up here, one's working a lot harder than the other. Yeah? So just tense, relax, just on that one side. There's a tiny little movement, not much of a movement going on here, but you should certainly feel it much stronger on the one side than the other. Excellent. Just a couple more here. Lovely. Let's roll back down before we continue. Now, some of you might need this little bit of a break here. And if your back needs that, then give your back a nice stretch out there. You need it to pull those knees in to the chest. Lovely. Anytime you need to do that movement. If it's too much for your back, just do this with a little tilt to the pelvis. Let's go up. For those that want to go into bridge, you can go all the way up into bridge again, or the pelvic tilt as an option, remember. Let's do the other cheek now. We need to get the same. So we'll be squeezing the glutes a lot more now on the opposite side. Tiny, tiny movements. You can hardly see that hip moving at all, but you'll feel the glutes certainly engaging. So remember your 9 glute muscles there, all working together for this support of the lower body. So breathe in, breathe out. Remember, Pilates is the opposite now, because we're doing a bit of both, yoga and Pilates. So usually nasal breathing in the yoga, but for anything strenuous like this, I think that Pilates one does it for me. So use that breath if you need to help to support what you're doing here with the body. So just a few more here. You might feel one side is weaker than the other, so you might feel it more in one side than you do the other. And roll it back down again. Well done. Again, if your body needs that break, just pull in and stretch the lower back a little. Just massage it a bit into the floor if you need to. So just moving into something a little bit different, still in your bridge posture, however. And again, pelvic tilt if bridge is too much. So squeeze the pelvic floor. Let's squeeze the glutes, hamstrings, roll up again into your bridge posture. But this time we're coming up onto your toes. So if you want to really tense now into the calf muscles, little soleus muscle at the bottom of the ankle and the bigger chunky gastrocnemius muscle in the calf. Now watch your shoulders. What are your shoulders doing now? Are you hooking your ears with the shoulders? If that's happening, pull those shoulders down away from the ears. Make your bum work here. So really engaging the glutes as well. Well, back body really, watch them cramp up. Let's lower the heels down, roll through the spine again. If you need that little hug, then pull the knees in for that brief little hug to just release the back if you need to. Then we're going slightly opposite in average now. We're going to squeeze into the pelvic floor. Let's roll up far enough the glutes and the hamstrings. But this time we're going to raise the toes off the floor and push down with the heels. And you'll feel the front of the legs now, the quads start to really engage, as well as the glutes, obviously, and the hamstrings. So breathe again. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Especially if you're finding this movement challenging. So breathing in, breathing out, keeping strong, always in the core. Your core's always working in these movements, even though we're working the lower body muscles here. Excellent. And then lower the toes down and roll through the spine. I'd be interested to know later if it's more, you find that more challenging on your toes or on your heels. Okay. Bring those knees in if you need that release, as always. Wonderful. So while we're in this position, just to give you a break from, because we're going back into breathing, not just yet, to give you a break from it, just do this tuck movement here. And what I want you to do, I want you to work a little bit of core now. So in your tucked position, so your knees can be together on this one, so your knees are together. And I want you to roll onto your side, like that. And then I want you to push, try not to use your arm. I want you to push using your core muscles back up again. If you need to, use a little bit of pressure on your arm, that's fine. And see you do the same, the opposite side. So roll over back. And then I want you to squeeze into your core and see if you can roll yourself back. Well done. And do that again. So over. And squeeze the core to pull yourself back in to the centre. Well done, good job. And again, opposite side, roll over. And squeeze to pull back. Now to roll up. Okay, so remember when we do roll-ups in this position, if you can, try to stop yourself before your feet touch the floor. If you need a looser grip, which makes it slightly easier, take your hands here behind the thighs and make your legs a little bit loose and you'll find it a bit easier. Breathe in as you breathe out. Push yourself up using your core strength and hover with the feet. Hold the others out today. We're holding the other. Make sure your shoulders are back and down and they're relaxed away from the ears. And breathe. Well done. Now, when you go back down, do it nice and gradual. So don't just plonk yourself down, okay? So tucking in the chin slightly as you start to roll back with a little bit of control of those belly muscles. You get to a point where you will rock back. Well done. We'll do that again. So breathe in as you breathe out. Tummy muscles are tight. As you push yourself up and just hover. You're good at this now, yeah? You've been practicing over the other days. Watch those shoulders though. Watch this doesn't happen with the shoulders. We don't want any heel in. We just pull those shoulders down away from the ears. And then again, do that little tuck, squeeze the pelvic floor, and gradually roll through the vertebra. Well done, using a bit more control of the tummy to let yourself drop down. Now we're going side to side, forwards and back. Okay, I'll let you do this in your own time. Again, not to be rushed. We're going side over to one side and then using your core strength to push yourself back up. Then over to the opposite side. Well done. Again, core strength to push back up. And then push yourself forwards. Hover. Hold it just for a few breaths. Watch those shoulders. And roll slowly back down. We'll do 2 more sets of this. Okay, 2 more sets. And then over to one side. Push up using your core. Over to the opposite side. And again, push using your core rather than your arms. Push up, forwards. Hover and hold. Well done. Hold it, hold it, hold it. Slowly roll down. And we do the final set. Well done. Push over to the side. Back to the center. Opposite side. back to the centre. Push yourself all the way up, hover, 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 and slowly roll down. Lovely. And then drop the feet down to the floor. Excellent, well done. So back to bridge. Well, this time you have a choice of doing a one-legged bridge if you like. Okay, so I'll leave this to you to see whether it's suited you or not. So we're going to tuck under the tailbone, push through the heels, roll yourself into a bridge. So I've got a couple of choices for you. You can either just cross your legs. Okay, I'm going to give you a few choices today. You can just cross your legs here if you like. You can put your foot on top of your thigh, or you can just reach and point your toe to the ceiling. Either or, doesn't matter which. And just feel as if you're trying to reach the ceiling with your toes or your hip bones. If you've got a lower level here, just try to lift those hips. Just like we did earlier, so fire up the glutes again. So remember the glutes of this standing leg, that's what's working here. Let's have a look at you all. Breathe. That's good. Well done. So don't have too much of a variation in the down and up. It should be a micro movement, so not much going on in the lift here. It should be high, your hips should be high anyway. So to drop it, don't drop it too much. Excellent. And then drop the foot down to the floor again. Roll through the spine bone by bone. Again, if your back requires it, then give yourself a little hug to stretch through your lumbar spine. Take your feet to the floor. Well done, and let's do the other side. So roll yourself up, fire up the glutes. As you roll yourself up, round yourself, remember the shoulders are relaxed away from the ears, they're not going into the ears. Relaxing the arms, and again, you can either cross your leg opposite side, this time just cross your leg if you want to. You can take your foot onto the thigh, or you can point your toe to the ceiling. When you do that, watch you don't drop all the way down to the floor if you do that option. And again, feel like you're trying to tap the ceiling with your toes. Micro movement, because you're already squeezing your glutes as hard as you can to get that hip as high as you can already. So there's only a tiny micro movement. You try to lift that a little bit further each time. Really firing off the quad and the glute, helping to support the knee here. If this is giving you any knee pain, then drop yourself lower down to the floor and less pressure. Unfold that knee away from the body a little more so you don't too much pain in the knee, so do be careful with knees and breathe. Especially you don't want to be leaning here. It's causing you knee problems, probably overkill. In fact, you could just lift the hip instead with 2 feet on the floor if you're giving you knee pain. Just do this, just the squeeze that we did earlier instead. Okay, so lower the foot to the floor. Roll through the spine bone by bone and pull those knees in and just massage the back into the floor and roll onto your side. Well done. Are we doing all right? Feel free to grab a drink if you need to drink at this point. Lovely. So onto your side, either lying nice and flat like this, or you can prop yourself up a little bit if you like. So either way, doesn't really matter. Excellent. So your jackknife, that means your body is nice and level with the mat, but your hips are slightly, your legs rather, are slightly forwards towards the other corner of the mat. You jackknife a little bit. And you're flexing the feet, and your feet are stacked, one on top of the other. You're going to then turn your heel, the top heel turns up towards the ceiling, so as you're a little pigeon-toed here, so the top foot comes right the way over. And then you lift from the hip. So lift and squeeze and lower and relax. Lift and squeeze, lower, relax. If you want to, you can take the hand away and do it so you're getting a little bit of core initiated in this as well, so you're the balance, this one. But if that's too challenging for you, just take light fingers in front just to help you with your balance. So you're just working the hip flexors so you can feel that Might feel the warmth already around the hip flexors, to be honest, as you do this movement. Well done. Breathing in, breathing out, so working the obliques into the waistline, but predominantly you're feeling it around the hip and the hip joints. Breathe in, breathe out. So this next one, we hold it there, hold it there. Tiny, tiny pulses here. So pulse for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Lovely. Bring it forward, yeah. If you feel you need to, give it a good smack, give it a good rub, yeah, wherever your body needs here. Let's do the inside of the leg now. So the bottom leg, so your top leg is folded forwards at a right angle, and then you're going to just lift the heel of the back leg, the bottom leg now, and we're going to push up so as you can feel the inner thigh now, the adductors working, and then lower. So you just lift and lower as you gently squeeze that inner thigh. Again, if it's too much for your wrist to hold your head in this position, you've got the option of lying flat if it's better for you. Either way. Lovely. So just lift and lower, lift and lower. Breathing in, breathing out the whole time. Excellent. Let's do a few more here. So really push in. Really push that in the thigh. You need to feel that muscle. It's a hard one to get hold of this one. So really feel the muscle. On the next one, we're going to hold it. So hold and push. And then tiny movements, tiny pulses for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Well done. Straighten both legs and roll onto your tummy. Roll over onto your tummy now. Well done. Okay, so let's flex the back to start with. So taking your thumbs in line with your eyes and your fingers are spread, relaxing the feet and low tops of the feet. Tuck the chin in and the forehead comes onto the mat. Breathe in now, roll the head along the floor and push against the floor, and then take the elbows onto the shoulders and reposition the hands in the Sphinx pose. Roll the shoulders back and down so your neck is nice and tall and long, away from the ears. Lovely. And then turn the head, twist the head to one side with the chin parallel to the floor, and take it back to the centre, take it the opposite side, and back to the centre. Keep in this position, and then take your heel towards the glute with the foot flexed. Take the other heel towards the glute, the foot flexed. See how it feels on your back when you do this. Don't do it if it's irritating anything though. You don't have any acute pain here. Again, you're relaxing the shoulders right away from the ears. Lovely. Excellent. And breathe and hold your breath. Again, you're turning the head again, parallel to chin parallel to the floor. You turn the head as if you're trying to look at the over the shoulder towards your foot, and then turn the opposite direction and back to the center. Lower those feet down, take the elbows away and roll your body down to the floor again. Then take your hands and tuck them in towards the ribs with the fingers pointing forward. Watch any carpal tunnel problems on this one, do be careful. So the elbows are in at a right angle, pointing backwards, so the tops of the arms are parallel to the ceiling. Again, tucking in the chin. Breathe in as you push against the ground, lifting the shoulders and the head only off the floor. And just push against the ground, as if you're trying to get the middle body up off the floor from this position. Really push against the ground. You'll feel all the muscles engaging in your, particularly around the middle of your back. And breathe, don't hold your breath. If this is too much for your wrist, and I want to do that for your wrist, then you can maybe do a fist here, and that might work actually, because it still gets the same muscle groups, but it's less intrusive on the wrist. Lovely. Inhale as you exhale, lower it down to the ground. Then take your arms forward into a W. So you're making a W shape with your elbows. Your elbows are slightly back away from the shoulders. Lovely. Again, you're tucking in the chin. Breathe in. As you breathe out, going to lift the shoulders off the floor again. Lift the arms off the floor. So your arms aren't on the floor on this one, they're lifted with you. So everything in your back now is engaged. I want you to pinch the shoulders together and pull them down. The shoulders away from the ears, pulling downwards so you can feel all the lats, what they're called, trapezius, all those muscles around your neck, your shoulders, and your back should be well engaged on this one. So breathing in, breathing out. Inhale as you exhale, lower the arms down, lower the head down. We're going to do the same movement again, but we're going to lift one leg or two legs. So we're going to do this twice. So those that have poorly backs might just want to do one leg at a time. So inhale as you exhale. Let's start to engage the back muscles now. As you lift the upper body in your W. Engaging the shoulders as you squeeze the shoulders together and pull them down. Then lift your knees off the floor if you can. So your legs are straight. They're not locked. Well, yeah, probably are locked actually on this one. To get them off the ground. You're squeezing your glutes, you're squeezing your hamstrings for sure. Every muscle in your back body should be really tense and tight and working hard to keep in this position. Don't forget to breathe. You're doing well, guys. Breathe, 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 and then relax. Slow it down to the ground. Right, we're going to do this twice more. So engage that back body, breathe in. As you breathe out, you're going to lift and squeeze. Lovely. That's once more, sorry. I did say only twice, do you know this one? Pull back with those shoulders, really squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. If you're doing your one leg, remember you change your leg on this one. And breathe. Hold it there, just a few more seconds. You're doing well, guys. Lovely. And let go. Relax, slow it down to the ground. So you can roll onto your other side if you're still facing the camera. If not, you might just swing yourself round. So as you've got a good view of the other side, so we're going to do the other hip now. You're doing well. Okay, so lie yourself down on the floor, lie down here, all supported with your arms. Again, your back body is in line with the back of the mat, and your legs are slightly forward, so the toes towards the full corner. Either your hand here for support, or here, you need to flex in the feet and tipping that top heel up towards the ceiling. Let's work that hip as we push upwards. So the hip is slightly forwards and then you drop it down. So just lift, squeeze and then lower. Lift, squeeze and lower, keeping the toes slightly pointing downwards. Lovely. And lower. So maybe already you can feel the heat in the hip and the blood flow around the joints of the hips. Lovely. Just lift and lower. Just a few more times here. Lift and lower. Well done. Breathing in, breathing out. Using those obliques as well as the hips to pull into the movement. We're going to sort of burn the muscle. That's having a good toning here. Lovely. And then just 3 more. I'm going to hold it nice and high. So hold that third one high, lovely. As high as you can, really squeeze and feel the muscles working in the hip. Knee muscle as well as engaged on this one. And let's pulse, tiny pulses for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And lower it down. Well done. Bend that knee, and again, feel free to give it just need a pat and a rub. Yeah, especially if it's your weaker side. Okay, so let's work the inner thigh now for the opposite leg. And again, your heel is slightly upwards on the bottom leg. Your leg is nice and straight. So top leg is bent and the bottom leg is straight. And you lift and squeeze that bottom leg and lower. So you feel the inner thigh working now. Excellent, all the adductors. So again, you can take your hand away or just have it there in front of you, it's fine. The balance shouldn't be an issue now because you've got that knee forwards anyway. You just feel that inner thigh. Excellent. As you lift and lower, engaging the muscles. And relax. Don't forget to use your breath. Let's do 2 more here and then we'll hold it up. So hold it there. Again, you still got slightly down those toes. Let's tiny pulses here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And lower it down. Well done. Okay, so let's lie on our back. I did mention you might need a strap. You might not, you might be all right. If you're quite soft with your hamstrings, you probably won't need a strap, to be honest. But if you want to, you can use your strap or your belt just underneath the foot, on the bridge of the foot. So what I want you to do is just lift the leg, pull it in, or you can just use your hands at the back of your leg here. And then start to straighten out your opposite bent knee along the floor. So you push your leg, your other leg, the opposite leg along the floor. You pull your leg back a little bit, so the leg that's lifted, you pull that back a little bit. So if you haven't got a strap, then you can just use your hands here behind your leg, and that's fine as well. And just have that lovely hamstring stretch. You feel that because you've done quite a bit of work on strengthening through the hamstrings. Now, if you have got a strap, watch you not tensing your shoulders and working too much into the upper body. So this is just a stretching out that we have in here. We're going to just increase that stretch a little bit and work a little bit more with the hip flexors. And we're going to start to widen the leg outwards. So again, if you're holding on to your leg, you'll need the one hand to guide that leg away, just so you're giving it some support. So you're feeling that inner thigh stretch now as you let that leg stretch away from you. Excellent. And then we're going to pull it back up. Now, when you pull it back up, you'll need to tension on of the inner thigh. So push the tension on to use the muscle groups to pull that leg back in. You're going to take it the other way as well. So you might want to swap hands now. So if you're using your hand as a guide, or you've got your belt, use the opposite hand and take the leg across this time. So you'll feel that nice stretch in the hip. And just feel that lovely stretch that you're getting through the hip flexors now. Excellent. And just stay there just for a few seconds. Well done. And then again, you need to engage the outer thigh to pull your leg back up as well as your core. And then again, pull it in. So on the out breath, push it back in. If you need to bend the knee, bend the opposite knee if it's too much to have both legs straight. Excellent. And then relax that leg and let it drop to the floor. Take hold of your other leg, either with band or without, it doesn't matter, as mentioned previously. So keep the knee bent to start with and just feel that lovely stretch, hamstring stretch, as you gently pull in towards you. Notice the difference between one leg and the other. And if you have got the flexibility there, you can start to slide that onto leg away if you can, get it right pull this top leg away from you a bit more. You're not locking out your knees here, keeping the knees soft and feeling that lovely hamstring stretch. And again, you're going to start to move the leg away from you. So take it all the way over, just stretching the inner thigh now. So you take it wide and out. They go both sides anyway, so gone the other way, it doesn't matter. You just feel that lovely stretch that you're getting of the inner thigh. And breathe. Well done. You'll need to fire those muscles up of the inner thigh to draw that leg back again. So make sure that you really squeeze in the thigh muscle to bring your leg back up. Swap hands here and then guide the leg the opposite direction to get some lovely blood flow to the hip, stretching over towards the hip here. Outer thigh, excellent glute med muscle. Has a lovely stretch on this one. Breathe. Excellent. And again, you need to fire the outer thigh up to bring that leg back. And then draw the leg forwards towards you again to get that hamstring stretch. Using your hands if you need to, as opposed to the tie. And again, if you need to, if it's too much, then you can always bend your leg instead. You have the leg on the floor instead. You need to lengthen it. And then take the band away if you've got the band, and then draw your feet down to the floor. Wonderful. Okay, so we've got a nice stretch now for you, and you might need a blanket for this. Okay, because we're going to do play today. We're going to do it in stages. So the blanket, my head's not going on the blanket. This is just to support neck and shoulders, really. If you need it, you might be right anyway. But if you're using a blanket, make sure your shoulders are supported, but your head isn't supported by the blanket, if that makes sense. So your head drops to the floor and it's just comfortable, just on the bony bits of your neck and the shoulders, really. So to start with, all we're doing is taking 2 feet towards the ceiling. You haven't got to use this. I mean, some people are flying without it, to be fair. So all we're doing is just supporting yourself here by the legs if you need to. Just gently point and flex the toes. So you get that stretch in the calf and the ankles as you point and flex the toes to start with. You just feel the ankles. And then just circle. Take them apart and just rotate them. Mirror image of each other and the opposite direction. Just get a bit of blood flow through the ankle joints. Lovely. Now we're going to bend the knees. And if you can, push against the floor and come into a tucked position. Catch yourself at the back here. Now, if you can't do that, if you get against a wall instead, you can do a higher bridge off the wall. Okay, and this is one of the stages. If you can't, if it's impossible for you to do that, we'd have a look at your wall. Good. Okay. So, Claire, for instance, if you want to use your sofa, you could do that. As long as your sofa doesn't move. So, going from there, if you want to, as an option, from this top position, you can begin to straighten the legs out. Now, again, if you've got some furniture like a sofa behind you, you can pop your feet on top of the sofa, just as a little bit of support. Breathe in. As you breathe out, start to let your toes drop down behind you, really stretching the spine. Now, do be careful if it's not for you. I'm going to have a look at you all. Well done. Breathe. It's hard to breathe in this, isn't it? Breathe. Oh, well done, guys. Super work. Excellent. Now come back into a tucked position. Tuck in the knees. Tucking the knees in. And then slowly start to unravel your back. And place the feet down on the floor. Lovely. Take your hands now underneath your buttocks. Hands underneath your buttocks. And pull your elbows and tuck them in towards you. Stretch and lengthen the legs along the floor. And then tilt the head back, pushing the chest up towards the ceiling. Careful of neck issues here. If you need to, support your head. And breathe. It's a counter posture. The fish posture is a counter posture to what we just did. Relax the head, relax the arms, and take the hands away now. You can, if you have used a blanket, you can take that weight as well. Okay, well done. And then take the arms to shoulder height. Walk your feet in towards your buttocks and have your feet hip distance apart. And then just simply take the knees to one side and turn the head to the opposite side. Just to feel that lovely stretch in the outer thigh, in the hips, and also in the lower back. And then using your core strength, pull the knees to the center and take the legs the opposite direction. Again, turning the head the opposite side to the knees. And then bring them back to the center. Pull the knees in and separate the knees so they're nice and wide. Separate the knees nice and wide and hold on to the knees or the shins. And then gently massage your back into the floor. So you pull the knees towards the chest, then push them together. Push them away from the belly and then out again. Separate the knees so they're in a lovely circle, as if you're doing like a breaststroke with the legs. So you're bringing the legs around in a circle. So again, work it into the hips, into the lower back, giving the piriformis a little massage here, as well as the sacroiliac joints. And the lower back, the sacrum, lovely little massage. And then we reverse the movement. So nice separation of the legs and bring them together in a circle. And breathe and just feel that lower back really massaging into the floor. Well done. And then bring the knees together and roll yourself up to a seated position. Well done, guys. Feel free to have a drink because it's that time already. Went really quick, didn't it? So yeah, grab yourself a drink and make yourself as comfortable as you can. We're going to have a little relaxation. We'll do a couple of breaths as well to get your oxygen back to your muscles. Okay. I think Nicola's on her way. Yeah. Okay. Bye, Nicola. Good to see you. Oh, and Claire's off as well, I think. Yeah. Okay. Bye, Claire. Okay, guys. So if you want to make yourself as comfortable as you can and wrap up nice and warm, and yeah, use as many props as you like in your room to make you comfortable. We're going to start by tensing through the body. So pull your toes towards you, push your heels away, press your knees down into the mat, and begin to tighten up your buttocks. Push your lower back into the floor and pull the belly button towards the back of the spine. Feel the tension in your lower body. Breathe in as you breathe out, let go, relax, and let everything soften. Wiggling the toes a little to get rid of any tension there. And then make a fist with the hands. Spring the fingers open nice and wide. And pull those fingers towards the feet and pull the shoulders right away from the ears. Press your upper back into the floor and your ribs into the floor, tightening the front body. Start to tighten all the muscles in your neck and your face. Press your lips around your forehead, scrub your eyes, wrinkle your nose. And really tighten the muscles under your hair. And breathe in as you breathe out, let go, relax, release, and allow everything to soften. And allow your palms to turn up towards the ceiling with the backs of the hands on the floor. Let your fingers naturally curl into the palms of the hands with the arms just a few inches away from the body. Turn your head gently from the left to the right to take stiffness away from the neck. And bring the head back to the center. Lift the head off the floor, tucking in the chin to lengthen the back of your neck. And allow your head to roll back onto the mat. Make any adjustments that you need to make to get your body comfortable. And take a lovely deep breath in. Breathe from your belly right to the top of your chest, but hold the breath into the body. Don't let it go just yet. Now exhale really slowly out of the nose, letting go of any of the toxins in your body. Imagine the grey murky smoke leaving your body as you breathe out. Let's take that breath again. Inhale as if you're breathing fresh air into your body. Real fresh, crisp, clean air. Hold in that freshness. And as you exhale, exhale away. Murky, horrible, big grey smoke from your body. Just imagine the toxins leaving your body, leaving you feeling refreshed. Just visualize yourself on a beautiful mountain top, a snowy white mountain, crisp and clean, completely unaltered, no prints in the snow at all, like a beautiful blanket has just fallen over the mountain. Listen around you and all you hear is silence. But you're warm, you're safe, you're comfortable. You're wrapped up and you can feel the sun on your face. You choose a beautiful spot. And you sit or lie down on a mat on the snow. You feel the softness of the snow beneath your body. And you feel the sun warming your skin. You feel a beautiful glow around you as that warmth from your face moves over your head, down the back of your neck, along the length of your spine, through your back, your buttocks, your legs. Your back body begins to warm. You feel a beautiful softness through your feet, your toes and your ankles. Your shins, your calves begin to relax, and your knees feel soft and relaxed and healed. You feel a warmth up through your thighs, a warming sensation through your hips and your pelvic girdle. You feel as if the sunlight is penetrating through your skin, to your stomach, your heart, opening your chest and your front body. Feel it becoming soft and relaxed. Feel your shoulders relax, giving way to any tension. Feel that simply melting away. Your arms grow heavy, your hands, as they become warm and relaxed. Your whole body feels completely relaxed. Feeling that freedom all around you, that space on top of the mountain. Then you have the power to do anything that you want to do. Breathing in that fresh, crisp air. Feeling completely relaxed, yet energized, revitalized, renewed and reborn. Now start to realize clothing on your body. Visualize now the room that you're in at the moment. The mat beneath you, the furniture around you. Start to breathe that little bit deeper and become aware of your fingers, of your toes. Bring some energy back in the body by bringing some movement to your body. stretch your body any way that you feel your body needs to be stretched. And then bend your knees, placing the feet on the floor. Gently rock your knees from side to side to take tension from your low back. Remember to draw those knees into the chest and circle them a few circles one way, a few circles the other, to massage your back into the floor. And then roll yourself over onto your side in fetal position, supported by your hands and arms, allowing yourself to slowly awaken. When you're ready, and only when you're ready, bring yourself up into a seated position. Taking the palms of the hands together, give them a little wiggle. Take those palms over your face and eyes, start to massage your face, or give that a little tap, as it takes to get awake again. And give your neck and your shoulders a squeeze. Take the arms away from the body, take a lovely deep breath in, lift the arms up, and a big sigh as you lower the arms. And again, big breath in, and a lovely sigh. And give yourself a big, well done. I'll just stop that recording a second.